Now, last but not least, question 3 for LO2 practice assessment. In question 3, we are given the average salary of the employees at the fashion retailer, which are shown on the table below. We have from year 2011 until 2015, 16,500, 900, 17,400, and so on. So that table shows how the salaries, the average salaries has changed throughout the years. In point A, using the CPI values from the table below, rebase both the CPI and the average salary in order to compare these two sets of data for the period 2011-2015. And comment on what your analysis shows. Before going over this again, I have copied my data for the years that I want in my Excel spreadsheet. And we need to compare the CPI and the wages and how they changed. To remind you, the CPI is the Consumer Price Index and is the measure that examines the weighted average prices of a basket of consumer goods. For example, transportation, food, or healthcare. In other words, it shows the average prices of a basket of consumer goods that a consumer or a group of consumers needs to buy. What is this price, in other words? And in order to compare them, we need to have a proper comparison number between the two. Therefore, we need to borrow our knowledge from index numbers. Now, my base year, as I have it now, is 2013. Because in 2013, we have 100% of the CPI. This is my base year. However, I'm not interested in doing a comparative analysis of from 2013 and so on, but from 2011 and so on. Therefore, I need to rebase my CPI based on 2011. How do I do that? Equals C5 divided by C5 parenthesis but in order to use it later on for the rest to make that the best year, I make C5 stable. So I make the row and the column stable, like this. Then I multiply it by 100. Now, this is my new base years, the base CPI. I go with my mouse to the bottom right of the cell, and I do this until 2015 that we are interested in. I have a comparison now to make with the wages, because I will use the index of the wages as well, equals B5 divided by B5, and I put them in a parenthesis again, and I keep B5 stable. The only thing you need to do to put it stable is just put the dollar sign between, multiplied by 100. My base year for the wages, again, I do follow the same way, and I have my index for the wages for the year 2011 to 2015. What we can say now, using those data, is that the CPI increased by 8.3%. And the wages have increased by 15.8%. What does that tell us? That tells us that although the prices of our basket to buy things, the average prices to buy things like transportation and healthcare and so on, have increased by 8.3%. However, the salaries of the people who are working in our stores, for this instance, have increased by 15.8%. Therefore, the people who are working in the store have a better quality of living. Why? Because the average basket of goods has increased, the price has increased by 8.3%. However, their wages have increased by more than that. And the comment we can make here is the CPI increased since the new base year, and the same happened for the wages. However, the wages and by extension the standard of living increased more than the CPI, and that shows a better quality of living. And that concludes all of the questions on the LO2 practice assessment.